How you doing, everyone? That is a spray bottle which will be an Ian McHugh-esque boat and part of my Skinwalker trilogy of videos. If you've not seen that video, the link is in the description. Sorry, I was distracted by all the water that's coming out of this empty bottle. Anyway, when I've made these kind of flying boats before, the shell is pretty flimsy. That's why I'm going to fill it with expanding foam first. What could go wrong? My name is Aaron and you're watching Terrain by Aaron. So it turns out with an unplanned plan, a lot can go wrong with that plan. To start with, don't do something with a can that's been sat on a shelf for around 6 months. Secondly, don't ever film the first attempt and use that clip because people will realise you didn't plan to do this. So the unplanned plan was simple in theory to me. Just fill the bottle with filler. What I hadn't planned on was the wait time for it to set and the excess foam that just seemed to keep expanding. And expanding even more when I pressed the bottle. So I had to wait. I had to wait a long time. I had to wait 24 hours. But finally, the foam was hardened and it was off to the races. So to start with, I cut the top down, sealed the hole with a piece of plastic card just in case of any more unplanned accidents. And then I start cutting out plastic card and bits of broken toys to begin turning this spray bottle into a flying boat. I cut off bits of plastic card and stick them onto the spray bottle. It's not just plastic card I'm using. This dumpster toy that's seen better days is added to my build. On top of the toys, I add more styrene or plastic card to make it look like this boat has been patched up more than once in its lifetime. Every boat needs a cabin, so using more plastic card, I quickly rustle up a cabin. Now it's not the best looking cabin in the world and I'm pretending the living quarters are below deck. I mark out where I want the cabin to sit and then continue with the plastic card all around the boat until it looks like this. And I'm guessing to you it just looks like random bits of plastic stuck to plastic, and you would be correct. But once I put the cabin on top, then it starts to take shape. So while I stick the walkway down and other bits, it's time for Subscriber Corner. This is my way of saying thank you to all my awesome subscribers who leave witty or informative comments. Keep them coming as it really helps the channel, and as those who comment know, I reply to every single one. And if it's your first time watching, please like and subscribe to the channel. Now this piece came from a Warhammer kit. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. It was gifted to me by a channel member, so this will be the engine, obviously. I just need to take some of the badge off before I fit that onto the back of my boat. Those two cone shapes I have in my hand are from a space shuttle kit. I thought they'd look good as exhausts. And I do believe my flying boat is slowly taking shape. So now it's time to start bulking out this flying boat ship with bits of model kits I've lying around the man cave. As you can see, when I kitbash, I usually keep the sprues, much to the annoyance of the other half, but these sprues sometimes have cool shapes that can be used on builds. I'm using this sprue here as like a handrail for the side of the boat. Sometimes, like what I'm doing right now, is I'll cut out the inner bit from a tank tyre just so I've got a perfect circle, so these can be like windows or something like that. That bit I'm throwing on, I don't know the exact name, but it's from one part of a tank turret that I just thought would look cool as a window. And then usually once I've put that down, I'll just add little bits of greeblies from other little model kits just to give it a little bit more visual interest. Now these, I have no idea what toy they came from, but they reminded me of giant speakers. So in my head, The hunters could use these to lure the skinwalkers to their trap, so like they could blast out music or cries for help. Now, fun fact, ladies and gentlemen, I don't get out much. Once the speakers were in place, then I just added more greeblies from 1/72 scale tanks and bits and pieces of planes. I do that until I have something that resembles an Ian McHugh drawing. Well, apart from the painting, I just need to add some chains to it, I think. By chance, in one of the other half's cupboards, she had some chains, so I thought I'd just borrow a little bit because it's probably been sat there for years going unnoticed. Until now, that is. And with the chain down and just snipped off, it's time to think about a base. I call this stuff the UK's poor man's XPS foam. It's a cross between XPS foam and that stuff florists use for flower arranging. So I'd gone into my attic and noticed some of this laying on the floor and decided to use it. So while I paint the base, it's code word time. Put this code word in your comments so I know you got here past 6 minutes before skipping to the glamour shots and missing all the cool story and painting bits. So the code word is yellow jackets. Please also like and subscribe to the channel and give this video a hype. It helps push the channel to the elite masses, apparently. In my Skinwalker video, I tried this crackle effect paint and it didn't go too well. So thought I'd give it another go. Now someone in the comments said I had to lay it on thick and let it dry naturally and not use Jeff the hairdryer. So here goes. Good call, my awesome subscriber who gave me that tip. Good call. Move on. With the base done, it's back to the boat. I water down some Mod Podge and throw toilet roll onto it to get it all squidgy. Not realising toilet roll is designed to go mushy and squidgy once it hits water. Oh dear. Take two. With the base done, it's back to the boat. I water down some Mod Podge and throw man-sized tissues into it to get it all squidgy and then apply it to the boat. Now this, once dry, will hopefully look like tarp that's been left hanging around. And that's another 24 hours to wait until it dries. And man, did it dry. It's as rock hard as a rock. Anyway, that was the roof that I'm taking off because I want to paint everything now. So starting with the roof, I'll just hit everything with a black primer. While the boat dries, I go in with a little dib-dab of rust along the edges of the roof until I'm left with something like that, and then I can start painting the tarp, which is going to be like a blue, probably throw in a yellow as well. I think I'm going to put the roof to one side and ponder if it needs something else, and while I ponder, I'll spray a blue steel colour over the boat. And you'll have to trust me on that because of my chunky monkey fingers, you can't see any of the paint going onto the build. While the boat dries, I decide to paint the flamethrower I just thought of since I only found this pew pew while rooting in a bit box. I added more greeblies to it to give it some bulk. Going back to the boat, which was looking way too dark for my liking, I went back over it in a blue-grey colour from Vallejo and then started to paint some of the random panels different colours. The pew pew got a dry brush of silver and more of the man-sized tissues got a makeover. So here's a little backstory for this build. A group of elite soldiers, which we will call the Yellow Jackets, had heard of the Skinwalker legend and decided they would head out into the wasteland and hunt the walkers down. They travelled around in their flying boat with speakers that were attached to the side that would play cries for help from men or women, hoping to lure the elusive Skinwalkers into their trap. And once within range, the Yellow Jackets would unleash fire onto the skinwalkers. The heat would burn the fragile skin to reveal their true terrifying form, before the heat from the flames and the sun would soon banish the skinwalkers back into the earth where they came from. The Yellow Jackets are still out there in that post-apocalyptic wasteland, ever searching for the skinwalker. Just hope they see the skinwalker before you do. So that was the story of the Yellow Jackets, the hunters of the skinwalkers. Next, I'll just leave a few clips of me stuffing up, trying to make flames for a flamethrower effect, and then it'll be on to the glamour shots. So, as always, thanks for stopping by and watching the video. Well, watching a little bit and then skipping through to the glamour shots. I don't think I haven't noticed, because I have. So, next the glamour shots, and all that's left for me to say is keep scratching that build, everybody. Thanks for watching.